Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems, Amazon TV, and YouTube. Join the Alan Bourgeois for today's show. Hi, and welcome to another special episode of the Indie Beacon Show. This is your host, B. Alan Bourgeois, and I have with me Charlotte Canion, who's been a hostess with us for a couple of years. And so she is joining us for the 2021 season. Welcome, Charlotte.
Hi, Alan. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great, and I am so glad you are back with us. So for the new people who don't know who you are or what you've written, why don't you tell them who you are?
Well, I'm Charlotte Canion, and in 2018, I won Author of the Year from IAOTP. I won Best Self-Help Book for You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, How to Parent Your Parents. I'm being called the voice of the caregiver. But since then, I've decided to step out of my comfort zone. I've written a garden book. I'm actually writing a second garden book. First one is Me, Mom, and Friends Gardening Tips. But the second one is really exciting. It's Flowers from the Bible. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out the spring of 2021. And then during COVID, we've all written all kinds of things. I've had a couple of articles go into magazines. One was called Out My Window. And it was back in, I guess, late March. And I just talked about how I felt looking out my window and all the different things I was seeing, the families that were walking that I'd never seen before, and how strange it was that we couldn't hug our neighbors and our friends, and, you know, just how I felt at that time. Well, then I'd always wanted to write a children's book. So while I was looking out that window, I noticed two red cardinals. So I've since then written a children's book called Lovebirds. Charlie's looking for a mate. And Charlie and Cora are what I named the two cardinals. And I just watched their love dance, and I watched their story, and I wrote this cute little children's book. I'm real excited. For those that don't know me, I have 20 grandchildren, so I've got at least 20 people that are going to read my book.
You've also got another self-help book coming out, don't you?
Yes, in November 28th, I'm co-authoring a book with some 3 other people in the United States, and it's called Sparks. I don't know if y'all can see that there, but it's Ignite Your Way to Success. And I've written a chapter in there on how to stay on top of your game, how to not, let it just slide down the hill and, go on your laurels. You've got to keep reinventing yourself. You've got to, keep going on, writing different books. And if you have a genre, that's fine too. Stay within your genre. But, just keep plugging there. So I'm really excited about that one. And as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to speak to the Texas CPA convention. Of course, we're doing it Zoom live, but I'm one of their speakers, and my topic is communication challenges in the 21st century, and are we going in a positive direction? So I'm kind of excited about that one. I get to record that in about 3 weeks.
Great. So as a hostess for the show, you've done lots of shows with us. What is it you want to bring to the table for authors?
The one thing I think is real exciting is I want people to get to know who the author is, and are they writing a book kind of about themselves, or are they totally out of their realm? It's amazing when I do interview people that I find part of the characters that they use, even if it's totally fictional and they live on another planet, is a little bit of their personality. But it could be a personality that nobody's ever seen. So as a host, I kind of love to kind of dig in deep and find out, just how much of their grit do they put into the book of the personality that they are. So that's kind of the fun part of it.
And what do you get out of it?
Oh, I've had the most, in fact, I love listening to authors. it's fascinating to hear all of their different stories and where they come from. And, you know, some of them are, like I say, most of them are fictional, but they might have a hint of truth in it. And it's fascinating. Authors are intriguing. And I've always said this. I think everybody has a book in them, but only a very small percentage write that book. So of those authors that I get to interview, it's exciting to ask them where they came from and how it evolved and who influenced them to become a writer.
And finally, you know, like I asked all of the people on the show, do you have any words of encouragement or advice for authors?
Well, the advice I have for everyone is you've got a book inside of you, let it come out. And some authors, you know, they stay in one genre. What I would encourage authors to do is dabble in something different. You might be amazed at, you know, something else that you want to get out there, but you'd never thought about it. So that, you know, that would be my advice is step into a new arena, because there's a lot of exciting things out there, because the investigative and the research you do is phenomenal.
It's always education.
It's always I'm 74 years old, and I guarantee you that I learn something new every day.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much. We're excited about a new season. It's our 6th year, so it should be a wonderful year. And I thank you for being a hostess.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Indie Beacon Show, produced by B. Allen Bourgeois for the Authors Marketing Guild, LLC, copyright 2021. Voiceover by Randy James and B. Allen Bourgeois. If you would like to be a sponsor of this show, please reach out to us at info@authorsmarketingguild.com. If you'd like to be on the show, please complete the form at radio.authorsmarketingguild.com. Music is Always Rejoice by Rampart of Ukraine.